Hello and welcome everybody back once again to another GT3 Sunday here at TRACKILICIOUS. I'm your host Mike Nause tonight, and joined with me is none other than Carson Kass. Carson, welcome.
Thank you very much, Mike. I'm happy to be here on my third to last broadcast in the TRACKILICIOUS cycle, so we'll see if I ever make it back, but just a warning of the impending doom that's coming of me.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Welcome everybody, though, on a happier note. We have our affiliate anniversary. Devin Anthony pointing that out. Thank you so much. It's been one whole year, I'm assuming, as our affiliate anniversary. I'm going to be completely honest, I'm not even sure what that means, but what a year it's been. We got the new Stream PC up and active, and with that, of course, by the way, how is audio chat? It looks like it might be a little bit hot coming in. We'll turn that down just slightly. But on that, we have YouTube streaming now up, so if you head on over to the TRACKILICIOUS YouTube, which I might have a command for, let's find out. We do! Head on over to the TRACKILICIOUS YouTube, and you can find the live stream live there, as well as the VOD afterwards, so the VOD will be automatically posted. No more waiting for any extended periods of time. It'll be available live for everybody, everyone's enjoyment. But on that here, Carson, we are coming into round 6 of the GT3 Championship. We're going to be heading over to Spa next week, which is going to be quite exciting. But why don't you talk us through a little bit about the championship that we have? It's quite close at the top.
Yeah, so if you were curious why we're on round 6, because we were on round 6 last week, if you remember. We had some disconnects, if you remember that, right during the Ali Raza incident. It seems about a third of the lobby disconnected, and to be fair to all the drivers, we've gone through, tried to fix the issue. I don't think it's not on our end, so we'll just kind of hope for the best on that section there. But we've redid the round, and we're going to have it at the end of the season. So instead of this being the finale, you've got another week of racing, folks, and that will be at Spa next weekend, and we'll have a grand climactic ending, I believe, at one of the best tracks. As Misano is great too. It would have been the finale, but we're back in round 6, a second round 6, so part 2 of that. And the standings are the same from that week prior. Quinn Smith not here this time, so like he said, actually ironically, Quinn Smith was going to be there, or was not going to be there last week, but ended up not making it this week, which does mean that this chance, he will have a chance to get the championship. So we're back to square one with our standings, and that will mean Ricardo Rivera will have to, I guess, try and redefend that title and try and grasp another chance there at that title, which he got last week.
That he will try to do tonight, and tied pretty much with Kenneth Portis. Ali Raza trailing not too far behind either, but going to be battling for 4th in the championship. And we're going to be here, as you said, at Misano on the Adriatic coast of Italy. One of the very kind of unique tracks out there. It's a very sweeping, undulating circuit. 2.6 miles, a little bit shorter, founded back in 1972. 16 corners, 6 to the left and 10 to the right. And with about 10 meters of elevation, 33 feet, there isn't much going on in that front. However, when it comes to overtaking opportunities, it's also going to be quite difficult. Qualifying, Carson, is going to be rather important.
Yeah, it's going to be essentially all down to qualifying. And when you really get into the thick of it for a lot of these drivers, they have to put themselves, those looking for the championship rather, have to put themselves towards the top of the table, or else they're not going to have a chance. And Kenneth Portis is a guy who's definitely happy that last week did not get validated. A, because he got disconnected, but B, because he started in 6th and just kept dropping from there at Spa. The NSX, not really at its finest there, but should give himself an opportunity. The rookie at Trackalicious on pace 2nd overall in the championship.
Yes, indeed. And Logan Sargent fanboy, welcome with a hydrate, and thank you for the happy affiliate anniversary as well. Appreciate all of that. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Well, I would assume that is going to be none other than SpongeBob SquarePants himself. Thank you, everybody, for the happy affiliate anniversary as well. How's the PC treating us? Well, so far, so good. It has, we have a successful stream on 2 platforms right now, both Twitch and YouTube. If you head on over to the YouTube, you can find the link there, !YouTube in chat. Send that over to all of your friends and Gary the Snail as well. Yes, indeed. Send it to Gary too. He can tune in. But Carson, before we get into the meat and potatoes that is going to be here tonight, why don't we talk a little bit about the calendar that is ahead of us here at Trackalicious?
Oh, Mike, you've got quite the calendar ahead of you. We've got... we've got the GT4 Rookies Championship, which will conclude tomorrow night at Valencia, and the GT4 Open, which is essentially down, as you can see, right to the right side there, at a Vindication at Valencia. Mason versus Chronotis there. It's going to be everything on the line for those 2 drivers who will basically be going head-to-head in that section. Those are their 2 Discord profiles on that section. And basically, it's the 1 point separating the 2, and whoever wins the championship. Whoever gets the higher place gets the championship. So, very, very excited for that. It's going to be an excellent race tomorrow night. Street Stock Championship has concluded. There will be more. There is a 4-race truck series iRacing race to come. Said the Drive AI is back. That calendar is incorrect, but it is back. It will be live next week on Wednesday. The GT3 West Coast will conclude at Brands Hatch on August 7th with a 20-minute double. The Super Formula Lights will have concluded this week, or did they conclude last week? I think they've concluded. Let me check the calendar. It would have been last week they've concluded. The Road to SRO Community World Classic reoccurs in 20 days at the Nordschleife, where Sagar Bakshi and Mike Nause will talk you through the 6-hour endurance event to conclude the championship. And, of course, GT3 Sundays, we've got Spa-Francorchamps coming up next, which you don't see on the calendar, but right now, August 4th, it's Misano, round 6, despite it looking like 7.
Yeah, indeed. And also, big thank you to all of our patrons. Whoops, that's not supposed to be there still. Oh, my goodness. There we go. Big thank you to all of our patrons, all of their wonderful names on screen. Special thank you to all the V12 exotics, as well as all of the V8 Muscle Inline 4, and of course, all of the Twitch subscribers and donations that you guys have contributed. Every single one of you, absolute legends. Thank you all so much. And of course, just to all of the viewers that are out there as well, the lurkers in chat, we appreciate every single one of you. And now the YouTube audience as well that is going to be watching, as Logan Sargent fanboy pointing out. I wonder if chat is going to be as funny as this one. We'll see. We're going to have to build the YouTube chat up over time, I think. And also one thing I'm noticing is chat working. I mean, I hope it is. We'll find out soon enough. I haven't seen it just yet, but either way, Carson, we have a session that is underway right now, and I think we've been blabbing on enough. Why don't we head on down to the action?
Yeah, we've already got some. Oh man, I am short. They've neutered me in height, unfortunately. But we've got plenty of action tonight, Mike, and plenty of action in YouTube chat already as well. We've got Ryan Conlon asking, what is the worst Spider-Man movie?
That's not a question for me. I'm not a superhero guy. We've established this. I think chat knows this and is just bullying me at this point because I don't know anything about superheroes in any stretch of Marvel, DC, comic, anime, you name it. I don't really know.
Yeah, I'm not really the kind of guy to ask for that either, because I like them all. I don't really know, maybe the first Tom Holland one, because that's the most recent one I can remember. But Amazing Spider-Man 2 apparently sucks. I don't think it's like that. I really like all of them, but Cosmic Tribble, thank you very much for the Prime. Tough time reading that name, but thank you very much for the subscription. It means a lot. Welcome to the podium.
Yeah, thank you so much, Cosmic. And Andrew Garfield, I know, I like Garfield. Garfield was probably the last, is what I like to say, it was the last book that I actually read in school, was Garfield. So that was probably back in the 3rd grade. It was the last book that I read by choice, that is. Also, we got Pato Ward's #2 fan in chat. I wonder who that could be. Either way, welcome Pat Awards number 2 fan, who is the sexiest IndyCar driver, and why is it Pat Award? We established that he is over 18, so it is okay to say that.
I have to take a look at that.
He was born before me. He's actually older than me. So we're chilling. But yes, indeed, again, head on over to the YouTube side of things if you are interested.
Oh, man. We've got questions coming from 2 angles, Mike. Chat can interrogate us from multiple sections, so maybe we just, I'll assign myself to the YouTube chat, you assign yourself to the Twitch chat. And I guess
I think we'll figure it out.
There.
We'll figure it out, I think. Yeah. Monitoring both chats. We're going to try our best, but, this is a new thing, having the YouTube stream up, so, yeah, we're figuring it out, chat. Hopefully the stream looks better. We are, in fact, in a wet race, so this is probably the worst possible time to try the new settings out realistically, but it does look, hopefully, a little bit better. Hopefully everything's a little bit more crisp. We're running a higher bit rate. And honestly, just looking at it right now on stream, even our faces look a bit more crisp. So I think just everything around is looking better, and chat is working. Perfect. Okay.
I'm feeling very crispy on stream, Mike. On the other end, we've got quite the crispy qualifying going. Of course, we've got the 20-minute section here, and Kenneth Portis sitting on pole right now, but that is because the odd number drivers have not come out yet. I believe that Honda NSX, I'm not sure how that car is in the rain. It's a little bit tough to drive, obviously, of course, but he's managed to put it on pole by about 0.6 over anybody else, but the secondary even drivers are mainly the pool full of the championship contenders, and I can't quite say pool despite it looking like one out there at Misano this week. Yeah,
it's a little bit of a sopping wet race, and that's certainly going to be affecting these drivers' lap times. However, they have had plenty of time to practice in these conditions, and I'm pretty sure that the race conditions are going to transition over into this as well. You can see there that was going to be Wilson Fernandez calling it quits for the time being. Gil Silverin trying to contend for pole position right now. A 1:41.2 is the time to beat from Kenneth Portis.
Yeah, and Tyler Carr going to be one of those guys who's going to be up the table next season as well, but hasn't had the best of luck. Obviously, you saw what happened to him at Panorama, got stuck behind a back marker, and happened to them, but I think I just figured out the affiliate is when we were like officially a Twitch affiliate, when you got affiliate status on Twitch.
Man, what a year that's... I can't believe that was a year ago. That's awesome. It's been like such a year, to be honest, from the Twitch side of things. I mean, we're 57 followers away from 2,300, which is absolutely incredible. Carson's going to be driving in a race suit here soon, which is also going to be incredible. So if that doesn't deserve a follow, I don't know what does.
I've yet to practice, and I probably should put some laps down at Brands Hatch on Wednesday, but make sure to check out that stream. 11 p.m. Eastern. Obviously, if it's too late, go to bed. You might have work the next morning, but would definitely highly recommend checking it out. We're going to have a live camera of me suffering, but we'll also have music in the background on my stream, and yeah, I don't know. It's going to be great for everyone else.
It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. Carson will be sweating his butt off in a race suit.
And the helmet. Don't forget about the helmet.
And the helmet, of course. The most important part.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Logan Goes Racing, that streamer. Mainly where I got the idea from, but you guys should go check him out. But in the Discord channel as well. I think he's going to join a series here soon. But man, that dude does it every stream. I have no idea how he does it.
Yeah.
It's going to be raining?
You know, neither here nor there. There's minor details. And Borja Burakovsky saying lost 0.2 there ahead of Ali. Well, did you know that in 0.2 of a second, what could also happen there? Not only could you have gained a position over Ali Raza, a sailfish, the fastest animal in the sea, will swim roughly 25 feet. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, sailfish are commonly caught on the coast of Florida, if you're curious. They are extremely dangerous to divers if you manage to somehow find one underwater, because you have to be pretty deep. But yeah, interesting fish, much like my favorite fish, the barracuda, which is really, really scary. If you've ever seen a barracuda, they are really scary.
Well, have you ever seen a bull swim, Carson? Because that's what we're seeing right now. Jace Wright at the reins trying to tame this beast. He's in the final sector. When we go on board here to see what it's like as he goes deep there into the final corner complex through Del Rio. No, excuse me, that's this is Del Carro, my apologies, and now heading down towards the final corner complex, the Curve of Misano, the namesake corner of the track, and we'll be coming to the line here. It looks like the lap was valid. What is the time going to be here? It's to beat a 141.2. Jace Wright, invalid.
Yeah, Jace Wright is one of those guys who's never going to look like a fish out of water, even in the wet. Really experienced guy, the Future Competition esports driver, who's really, really good and just tends to be the bane of their own mistakes. And you see it right there. He's good enough to save it, but sometimes the mistakes get in the way of lap time there, and that's going to be one of those sections.
Yeah, that is wrestling a bull right there, if I've ever seen one, trying to just get the reins on it and try to get the car stopped in time through the Del Rio complex. It's a triple right-hander that you have to be so careful through, and grip is of absolute maximum importance. And, well, there really isn't much grip to find out there on the circuit right now. You can see as we go down into first gear, Jace could use a little bit more of the track there, to be fair. I understand not wanting to go onto the outside and not wanting to touch the curbs. As you can see right there, he's avoiding them pretty clearly. And now rounding around the corner here, this is going to be with a setup to one of the better overtaking spots as we go on the back not-so-straight bit here. It is very, very bold, and in these conditions, you're going to need absolute confidence to make it stick. So far, though, Drew keeping the lap fairly, well, not fairly valid, completely valid. But this is where things get dicey.
Yeah, in this section here, Jace Wright is going to really need to keep it here, and I'm sure that's where he invalidated, because it's one of the toughest spots to get right in that other section. He's a bit deep into this corner, but that's exactly what he wants, trying to get every single just piece of grip he can on the track. Obviously, the rain makes it very, very difficult, but Jace Wright really wrestling that machine right now. The 63 car will get very cleanly through the last section here, maybe not as good of an exit as he would want, but he'll go to the line here, 26th overall without a time, only beaten by Lindauer without times. He goes 19th overall. He's got a better time than that in him, and I know that.
Yeah, certainly was not quite on the limit there in the final sector. You could tell just trying to get a time on the board, which I do not blame him. He's going to be about 88 thousandths or 80 thousandths, 78 thousandths. There we go. I can math. Away from Professor Kenotis. Jason Provolone not too far away either. You can see that mid-pack is fairly tight up into the P11 and P12. Borman and Afonso separated by pretty much nothing. Burakovsky joining that party as well. Just ahead, that's going to be the teammate of Jace Wright. But right now at the top, actually, I missed this. Is this a new driver to the championship? We have Luke Lizama out on track and currently topping the time charts in the wet conditions by 1.7 or 0.17 seconds.
Yeah, it checks out in the Porsche. Very, very good rain car. And very, very good driver. First time on TRACKILICIOUS, I believe the 71 car is currently leading the pack by a full 10th, which Kenneth Portis is going to be not too happy with, of course, but obviously there's a 75-minute race to come, and you mentioned that mid-pack being close. I think they're going to get a lot closer at the start of this race, and we will be seeing some front bumpers to back bumpers and a lot of sliding for a lot of these drivers. They really, really have to be careful on this opening lap. I'm sure the rain, they know that, but I think some of them won't really choose that, and we'll hope the best for every driver out there and hope that they don't tragically get annihilated by a driver behind. But honestly, Mike, I think it's going to happen.
Yep, I certainly think so. And yeah, this is actually the first race here for Luke Lizama. Running under the Trinidad and Tobago flag. Is that what they have in game here? They have no flag, but the apparently the driver from Trinidad and Tobago, as far as I can tell, at least according to their SimGrid profile, currently on pole position.
Yeah, it is. I know Trinidad and Tobago is, isn't it? It's home to the hottest chili pepper, I think, or regular pepper. I don't know if those are two different things, but it is home to the hottest chili pepper I'm gonna go with in the world. That's just one thing I know, and I don't know why I know it. Probably a Hot Ones episode, to be honest with you.
Fair enough. Also, Pat O'Ward, #2 fan in the YouTube chat. You have to work, but sleep is for the weak. I don't know about that.
Is there a racetrack? Trinidad and Tobago.
And yeah, I mean, what's going on in the YouTube? I think Adam Strange and I think Logan Sargent said it earlier. There is a way to combine a YouTube chat and Twitch chat, and there is a way, and I honestly just I think I forgot to do it. Through, I'm pretty sure, the thing that I use to do the multi-stream anyways. Welcome John Watt as well. Start doing podium ceremonies with the national anthem? Yeah, until we get copyrighted by the frickin' countries or something like that.
I don't know if that is copyrightable. Is it? Because
Hot Ones commentary stream in the future? What does that mean, Neil?
I think they want us to do Hot Ones, like me and you do Hot Ones.
We could maybe do something like that.
During a stream. Wait. That's kind of...
doing it during a commentary would be tough because I mean, I guess if I had like a fork or something, it couldn't be a wing. Like, it couldn't be something that I have to pick up. I need to keep my fingers clean because I'm not getting my mouse and keyboard dirty. I don't eat at my keyboard. I don't typically. And if I do, I always have a very clean... Look, people that eat at your keyboard, you need some help. Okay? That's all I'm going to say.
Unless it's like a full plate with like utensils that you're using. If you eat with your hands at your keyboard, that's entirely different. Because I've eaten at my keyboard before because my TV, I don't have a TV in the room.
Okay, to be fair, if your desk is your dining room table, because I will eat at my table from time to time, make sure you're using paper towels, and if you do spill, get a wet wipe and clean up afterwards. Like, you know, like I always wipe down my stuff, always got to keep it clean. I'm very, very due diligent about keeping everything disinfected, especially my phone. Make sure you disinfect your phone, chat. It's very important.
That's true. It's very, very true. But speaking of keeping it clean, Conor Rivera goes first overall. Vadiko Stitsiev will come to the line with a 0.1 improvement. He will not move up, I don't think. Yes, he will not. He will set a better... Oh, no, that's the wrong turn. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, he will move up.
He will come to the line and move up. Whew, up to 8th. I thought he went to through a turn. But yeah, Adam Strange, I'm going to be doing the same thing very, very soon. But, Mike, we could do that on like a... We should do that on one of the special events we have coming up in the off-season. That
would be kind of fun. I don't know. I don't do hot food too well, to be completely honest, but it would be interesting. Thank you, Chummy.
Yeah. We could do like the one chip challenge on stream. That would be bad, actually.
No,
really bad.
No,
I'd do it.
I wouldn't. I don't want to. I don't want to do that. Love hot food.
Keeps it warm.
Makes sense. I'm hot. Fair enough. I can't relate, Logan. I've been told I have the face of a commentator multiple times.
I've been told I have the face of a rugby player multiple times. So,
Andre Alex Afonso there. 4/10 improvement at the end puts him 6th fastest for these conditions.
Yeah. Excellent drop from him. Keeping it clean. Like we mentioned, like you should keep your keyboard and your phone. Please disinfect your phone. Just search up a video of how dirty your phone gets, and that'll be enough to make you disinfect it every day for the rest of your life.
Yep.
But Ricardo Rivera will start on pole. The Puerto Rico E-Racing Club driver has just been electric. And currently right now he stands right about 3rd in the championship, 1 point behind another driver, right? You see right in the rear mirror, Kenneth Portis.
Thank you very much, Dr. Porkchop. Stream looking good. And anyone who asked earlier, we are streaming on the new PC. We're also streaming on YouTube. So if you want to check that out, head on over to the YouTube stream. Boost the viewers by keeping it up and muted on the tab. We got to do that same old song and dance that we used to have to do for the Twitch channel. We don't have to do that anymore because you guys are great and we got 43 viewers consistently. However, we are not the same on YouTube. We have barely any viewers, and we also post YouTube shorts. I've been on a bit of a hiatus from posting that. Rhythm, thank you very much for the follow. Been on a bit of a just break from posting on the shorts, but we'll be back at that soon. Obviously, I had other things that come up like a new PC, so we'll be back churning those out soon enough. I have had to get that set up.
Yeah, and Mike, do you know what time it is?
I think it's time to meet these drivers, Carson. Starting us off at the top, Ricardo Rivera, the 787, flying high in pole position right now, but will he be taken down by Luke Lizama, the newest driver here to the GT3 Championship? New name in the Porsche 992, that's an old car. Well, let's see if it can contend. Kenneth Portis the second in 3rd position with CJ Engine in 4th. Tyler Carr coming home 5th position for the Fear Nothing Moto Mustang. Andre Afonso Godzilla coming home in 6th position for the Nissan GTR with Gil Silver and company in P7. Another Ford Mustang in the top 10. Casey Schutte in the Aston Martin in the 6-shooter racing comes home P8 with Jace Wright company in 9th. Vadiko Stitsiev rounds out our top 10 for the number 73.
11th will be Ali Raza with 12th as Wilson Fernandez. Both of those finishes will eliminate them from the championship if they can't move up through the field. Drew Burakovsky in 13th with Paul Borman, the 666 British driver, will start in 14th with Bruno Pio in the AF course, the 14 car starting in 15th. Alex Hansen, the Ukrainian driver, the 390, will start from 16th, with Kevin Yu, the final of the Fuchsia Competition esports car, starting in 17th. Anthony Kelly in the number 7 will start, I believe, yeah, in a Ferrari for the first time in a while, in 18th. Darren Wicks will start in 19th, the second GTR on the grid, with Jason Provolone, the Stinky Cheese Man, starting in 20th.
21st belonging to Professor Chronotis for the number 42 Blue Shell, a Neil Kerbal original. Lovely livery there. Patrick Dubois in P22 for the Rockefeller Racing. Devin Anthony coming home in 23rd with Mason Perchalski in 24th. The DuPont Racing Mustang. I absolutely love that livery. Jeff Gordon inspired with Daniel Desjardins? Oh my goodness, Carson. Desjardins. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. Daniel Desjardins in P25 with Stefan Lindauer in 26th in the, not Ferrari 296, in the Ferrari 488. Rounding out the back of the grid, last but not least, in the McLaren Evo 2, it is going to be Anthony Lombardo in the Visual Sim Sport 256. Carson, go Gators. We appreciate that. Jeff Gordon livery goes crazy. Absolutely agree. Also, Adam Strange, we still need to watch the show. We haven't forgotten. I promise you that.
Wait, sorry. Adam, what does that mean? What? I'd like some explanation in that when you get the chance, but Jaden, I do not approve that message. I'm not a University of Florida fan. Gators are great. I'm not a big fan. Very sorry about that, but they probably will not be doing too well this season. Not the best schedule for them.
I know absolutely nothing about that, but what I do know is the format that we actually, I'll be completely honest, I don't know what the format is here for tonight. Is for pit stops. I'm assuming it is it's one mandatory pit stop, I can tell you that, as I go and try to pull up the actual info. Why didn't I do this in advance, Carson? Why did I segue into something that I didn't know? It's a 75-minute race here tonight. There is no fixed fuel time, optional tires, meaning that these drivers can be full willy-nilly and decide on whatever they would like for pit strategy.
Yeah, and sorry about the thumbs up there. I forgot to post on my Instagram.
Oh, I did
both
too.
Forgotten to do certain things as I
even had a post ready too. That's okay. It's a little too late now. It's not ready enough to be produced like that. It's an interesting choice of words, but that's okay. Either way.
Hold on,
Baby
Mike.
Bud got a new livery for tomorrow.
I'm getting the word out to the people.
Sounds good. I'll retweet. Just let me know when you're, or I'll do it after the first few laps. Oh goodness, Adam. Okay, we'll have to read that one in the first few laps as well. Yeah, Spady got a new livery for tomorrow. That's another Neil Kerbal. I heard Neil was quite proud of that one as well, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that one on stream. We'll have to get a livery deep dive for it for sure, but let's caffeinate here, Carson, and let's get ready.
Yes, Mike, I'm real excited for this. And Ricardo Rivera, we'll talk a little about the championship because it is extremely important. We eliminate round 6 last week at Spa, and we're now in round 6 at Misano. Round 7 will come at Spa. Quinn Smith not going to attend tonight. So that means it's Kenneth Portis and Ricardo Rivera who are going to be the main fighters for this, I guess, championship spot. Ali Raza is at 197 compared to third place Rivera at 216. So he's really going to need a win here and going to need a downfall of Rivera and, I guess, yeah, and Portis to get that section there. But it'll be down to luck for him and a really good drive from him as well. But in the rain at Misano, anything could happen at the coast of the Adriatic, Mike.
Yeah, it certainly is. We're bringing the coast of the Adriatic here to Misano. It is a wet one here with Ricardo Rivera on pole position. Luke Lozama challenging on the inside as we get ready here to go green. I'm Mike Nause in the booth, Carson Kass alongside me, and we are green, heading down to the first chicane. It's going to be a pretty even start, but the Porsche swimming into the lead pretty much immediately. Ricardo Rivera not able to answer behind that Tyler Carr in the Fear Nothing Moto Mustang, trying to go around the outside. He's going to have a really good line here to get to the inside of the Aston Martin if he can, but no, CJ Engine, he has that one covered off. A little bit of contact there as Andre Alex Afonso gets shoved wide, heading now down into Del Rio. Need to be so cautious onto the brakes. All of the drivers seem to be on it, except for behind. There's a tag, and that's going to be between Wilson Fernandez, Ali Raz, I think maybe getting through there. Wilson Fernandez, though, getting taken out and pushed to the back of the grid. Most drivers, though, making it through.
That's good for Ali Raza that he managed to keep it on track. That'll be the end of Fernandez's championship hopes there. But on the other side, Ali Raza, oh my goodness, what is going on in this turn? Nearly contact between the two Fuchsia drivers. Ollie forced to the outside after nearly getting in with that Nissan GTR. As he slides slightly, keeps it straight, nearly keeps his black left quarter panel out of that Mustang behind.
Yeah, that Mustang with enough torque to tenderize an elephant, and that's going to be pretty tricky to deal with in these conditions tonight. Now coming onto the back, not so straight, in the slipstream of Jace Wright, but he could Sitsiev as well in this battle, trying to get by here. Now coming into the back sector, though, it's going to be really difficult to make an overtake stick. You want that inside line, but that's the wet line, and it's going to be, well, very slippy.
Absolutely, and these two teammates are really just going to need to keep it clean. They nearly made contact earlier in this lap. Yes, Adam Strange, by the way. But the 73 car has been absolutely electric so far this season, and just mainly caught in mistakes and caught in accidents that lead them out of the grid. They're chasing this GTR right now. I'm curious of the GTR and the NSX, two cars that haven't really been utilized since recently as Ali Raza dives into the pits.
Yeah, Ali Raza in early. We mentioned that there is no pit strategy. I don't think there was damage to any part of the car there for Ali, so he's just electing to get out of this dirty air, trying to get a nice little bubble on track where he can pretty much just drive on his own. Behind him, Bruno Pio in P14 chasing down Darren Wicks with Kevin Yu to contend with as well. Up at the front, though, I do have to say, not much has changed, minus the fact that Luke Lazama took the lead immediately from Ricardo Rivera and, well, is trying to walk away with that. Behind that, Kenneth Portis remains, CJ Engine stays, and Tyler Carr, all where they started.
Yeah, quick shout out to Pat O'Ward's #2 fan, really holding down the bunker of YouTube chat right now, asking a question, and I'm going to give it to them because they have not been really seen. Mike, do you think the themes of old movies get lost over time as society changes? Progressive?
That's a very deep
as
question.
Ideals change.
As the race gets a little bit more into it, we'll answer that question. I promise you that. That's definitely more than a sentence answer, but the short answer is yes.
Let's you think about it.
I think I actually already have a really good answer for it. I just don't have enough time to describe it because we got a lot going on. But the short answer is yes. I do think that some of the values have been lost, but also no at the same time. It's a complicated one, so yes and no, I guess.
One thing that is pretty complicated, but very beautiful. Alex Hansen's delivery here as he slides around on track to blue and yellow with a white gradient there as he shoots it along the outside of Devin Anthony. Broke a little late there. I think Anthony missed his line, but Mason Pierchowski is through. That DuPont Mustang honoring Jeff Gordon just as quick as he is. Devin Anthony real close on that inside line, forces the BMW behind to back out. He's got a later braking zone, the BMW behind, and he's going to really try and get this run, but not much you can do with so little traction in the rain. But Stefan Lindauer is going to put pressure on him into turn one.
Yeah, Lindauer in the 488. We'll see if he can contend with this, and he's a little bit deep into the first chicane. That's going to compromise his run now on the exit, and behind that, the police, whoop, whoop, that's the sound of Provolone, is going to be joining the party himself through the first sector. Jason Provolone, can he find any form of dairy, I suppose?
In pursuit right now, and it's looking really good. This Mustang has really held up in the rain for a lot of these drivers, as Ali Raza losing some traction you saw earlier, but I think when you get the power down the right way, it's almost unbeatable. Lindauer, real big mistake there, running on the grass, and the pursuit is over. Lindauer passed by Provolone.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a mistake there from Stefan Lindauer. Provolone, easy to capitalize on that one, and he is going to be trying to walk up the road and catch back up with the BMW of Hansen. Also, Mason Pierchowski, I gotta say, I can't tell if he's struggling in Sector 3 or not. We're gonna be seeing right now. Last time around, I think what happened is Mason Pierchowski broke early, which allowed Devin Anthony to check up, and that kind of concertinaed everybody into almost each other, and Alex Hansen really, I think, had the best line out of everybody. We're gonna be seeing if they can make a repeat of that again. The BMW showing its legs in these conditions, to be completely honest. Now into the braking zone. He's a little bit later onto them, but he isn't going to be making a move. He does gain a little bit, though, and that could potentially open him up for the first few corners, or maybe even into the final few corners now, and that's going to be the inside line for Alex Hansen. However, he is going to back out very early, and a smart decision to do so.
Yeah, the 390 car really needs a really nice run in that section of the track to get it, but one of his best opportunities coming up here into turn one. Not going to have enough room, though. The 390 car just seems to be losing it in the third sector to Devin Anthony. Yes, Fear Nothing Moto about the McLaren thing.
Yeah, also about the uploading the livery thing as well. I 100% agree.
I didn't mean to do that. I just shared a happy affiliate anniversary. Of course, thank you for the congrats earlier. I didn't mean to give it to myself as Jace Wright. Real goes that back bumper of the GTR. Seems like he's thriving in the rain comparatively, but can't find a way around. Into this hairpin, he might have enough room, he won't. Gonna be looking for a better run here. Closer to the side, he is the 63 car, just not enough space, not enough traction, and the bull seems a bit out of water here.
Yeah, it does, or maybe a little bit too much in too deep. I mean, you can lead a bull to water, but can you teach it to drink? Well, we're about to find out. Jace Wright trying to slingshot himself now as Andre Alex Afonso is deep, although the Nissan is so quick in a straight line. Look at that, Jace Wright disappearing in the cloud.
Absolutely is a bit of a mistake, I'll have to say there, is...
Who's P6?
Also just read it.
Casey Schutte, everybody. The 6th shooter, running in 6th position as he belongs. A apt, well, let's just hope he stays there. He has Tyler Carr, Fear Nothing Moto ahead of him, and I assure you he wants to take the position. However, some say it's fate. The number 6, Casey Schutte, the 6th shooter racing. He's found himself in this position more than one time, and he might be a little bit comfortable here. We need to push the comfort zone, and hopefully we can push him onto the podium at some point here. He's found a few this season, to be honest.
Yeah, and Casey Schutte really hoping to unload the clip, you can say here, trying to get that lower section now. Kyler Carr, he's a bit faster because I think the Aston Martin's a bit more planted in the rain than the Mustang, and maybe Carr just not enough experience in that Mustang in the rain, and that's fair enough. Casey Schutte's been driving this car for way longer than the Mustang's been out.
I was also significantly wrong about what I said. Casey Schutte has not had any podiums or relatively anywhere close to one in this championship. He hasn't even had a top 10. In the other championship, in the GT4, though, I can assure you he has had a couple podiums. We got a battle back here as well between Stefan Lindauer, Jason Provolone, and Drew Burakovsky. A three-way fight currently. And the bull is currently at the head of the pack. Can they stay there, though? They have the Intimidator Mustang chasing them down right now. And, well, definitely the intimidating sight to have in your rearview mirror. And especially as it goes lumbering into the braking zone like that, we can see the rearview camera. And I think that is probably the perfect shot. That is quite the sight to have. And it looks like he wants to come on by. A little bit of a shove there, in fact. Some bump drafting down the straight. Very cheeky. Is that going to push Drew Burakovsky off the line? Let's find out. Into the braking zone. No, Drew. Jason has to back out.
Drew Burakovsky there. He's now watching in his rearview mirror as Provolone comes under threat from Lindauer, which you wouldn't hear too much. The 488 really threatening individuals as he went in pursuit of him earlier, got past, and now he's chasing. Thank you for the cheese update in chat. I have no idea. But
I have a bit of a response to that one. I know there was a fun fact that was redeemed earlier, and one of the things about this region of Italy that is very fascinating. Now, one thing I actually am not sure. Gelato, I don't think is a dairy product. How is it? Is gelato a dairy product? I should have Googled this before I went into the whole thing. Either way, if it is a dairy product, this area in particular of Misano is pretty much paradise for gelato lovers. The town boasts numerous gelateries offering various mouth-watering arrays of flavor, and it is very, very popular in the area of Misano. It is very prominent in the area.
I just spelled my name wrong, Jaden. Anyway, yes, it does have dairy in it. I've had gelato before in Italy. It is absolutely wonderful, better than anything you can get in the States. It is probably the best thing I've ever had dessert-wise ever, other than maybe like the chocolate cake with the brownie and the ice cream, but hoping to get it good, overtake as delicious as whatever I just described. Casey Schutte is right on the inside line there. It's going to come down to the exit, and the Mustang will get a better one. Through this last sector here, he might have an opportunity if he's a bit faster, takes more curb. There, curious to see how planted he is. He has an opportunity on the inside. Doesn't take it, obviously, because he's just not close enough. The Black Rifle Coffee Company hoping to get a caffeine boost on this straight.
Yeah, it is also back a little bit further. Mason Prochowski still working his way through the field. He's up 10 positions right now. Well, just made it a 10th one. Got by Devin Anthony. Devin Anthony, I think, has been trying to get by for a while now, if I'm not mistaken. Devin is, I think, biting at the heels. I'll be honest, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I think Mason Prochowski has been really, really planted everywhere but Sector 3 based on the timings here, and that's where Devin Anthony's been catching him. You'll see him gap him towards the sector of the lap. Devin Anthony just not as good as Prochowski in the rain. in those sectors. But in Sector 3, it seems Pierchowski just can't get the section. It's very, very rough. As a Pat Award fan, I did see your comment. I didn't really know. I know how to reply to it. I just didn't really want to reply to it on stream. I do think that is a really, really interesting point, though. And I think it comes down to cost.
Yeah, yeah. And Pat Awards, I was actually about to answer your question, Pat Awards. We have a little bit of a break on what is some of the themes from old movies that have been lost over time. One of my favorite types of movies is the I love the World War II, the war movies. I got to be honest, I'm a sucker for a good war movie. And there hasn't been, there just hasn't been a good movie, in my opinion, made in the past, 5 to 6 years. Comedies these days are just ridiculous. To the point of absurdity. They're not even, I don't think that they're that funny anymore.
Oh.
And that's gonna be an off there.
A massive slide there.
Yeah,
initial
Tyler
D
Carr.
impression there. Wow. 69 car just way too late on the brakes there. Slid massively, maybe too much braking there. But yeah, the Fear Nothing Moto car is really gonna be reeling after that one. Casey Schutte, not a good guy or not a fun guy to try and overtake, and especially when he's faster than you, it's a bit of an issue there. But the 6-shooter has officially shot 1 bullet back in a 5th.
We'll see if he can hold it, though. He's known to bottle it at the end, and there's still plenty of time to do so. Or reload. Either way, Alex Hansen also trying to fight Devin Anthony right now. It seems that he has been struggling to get by. But on that as well, obviously, just in general, I feel like we have so much more potential for movie scripts with AI, obviously being a controversial thing with movies, but I think being a benefit in the long run, I think could do some things. But either way, there hasn't been a good movie in a long time. What do I think about Dunkirk or Fury?
I think he meant comedies, right? Did you mean comedies, or you mean movies in the last 5 or 6 years? Because you're just wrong.
I mean all movies.
5 or 6 years. Oh.
I haven't found. I don't know any good movies that have been made in the past 5 or 6 years.
How many movies have you been to in the last 5 years?
Been to? I haven't had the interest to been to more than 2. And the ones that I have been to have not been great.
That's on you then. You're not watching the movies. What you can't.
No, I've still seen them. I haven't seen them live. You said been to. That implies going to the theaters. Come on.
Sorry, seen, Mike. But
seen quite a few.
I think you've yet to see Deadpool and Wolverine. That's probably going to win movie of the year. I'd have to guess. Really, really good video. Really, really good movie. Still in theaters right now. I would advise checking it out. It's got my seal of approval. Dunkirk
sucked, by the way. Just gonna say it. Beyond historically inaccurate.
Okay. I'm gonna take. Wow.
It just is.
It doesn't have to be historically inaccurate to be good.
It's a historical movie. What? How does it? How can you have a historical movie that's not? It wasn't a good representation. It was a terrible representation.
It was pretty
There was
close.
like 300 people on the beach, dude. It was like, come on. That was a case where CGI was needed.
It's a dramatization where they didn't have the money, to be honest. Into the film. And the budget was spent elsewhere, but unfortunately money limiting that. But yes, a movie, not a documentary, is a really, really good point. You probably only watch documentaries, it seems, or really enjoy documentaries.
I love documentaries. I absolutely. My favorite documentary of all time, Ken Burns' Vietnam documentary, the 10-part series on Netflix. If you want to learn some history, Our Planet's also very good.
It's my personal opinion, but I was almost an environmental science major, but Mike, as the rain comes down, it's clear that I'm into commentary on that section, despite the sciences of rain and its necessities. All these drivers are not really going to want to know about that. They're going to be very just looking at the forecast to see when it's going to end, Mike. And how about we take a look at the forecast?
Yeah, I predict, just looking at the conditions, I would assume it's going to be wet the whole time. And yeah, it does seem to be looking like it's going to improve just slightly, or the conditions are going to get worse just slightly. But not too much worse, to be completely honest. I think it's just going to be a slight increase in drizzle. However, could be anything up to lightning, but I don't think it's going to get there.
Yeah, is there? I don't know if there's. I'd be very interested to see if we do end up with lightning on that other section. But it is absolutely just amazing for some of these drivers. And a quick update towards the top: Ricardo Rivera closing in on Luke Lazima. He's about a second out, and just ran the fastest lap by about 3 thousandths. There, Mason Pierchowski. Ooh. Watching behind that Fuchsia car going a bit too deep. Chasing the blue shell. That is Professor Cronotis. We can take a little bit to highlight that livery. That is quite the beautiful car. Then another section. Tyler Carr. On the inside. Oh, never mind. Back to Professor Cronotis.
We'll go to Tyler Carr. That's fine. My bad. I was...
No problem. Tyler Carr there gaining some time on Casey Schutte, but just can't seem to get by. But ahead, I'm going to point to CJ Engine, which I think it's a bit glitched on my end. Says he's Is that 0? Nope, not 0. Kenneth Portis, the losing time to CJ Engine behind that. Aston Martin just better than the NSX, it seems, right now. Absolute limit for Kenneth Portis, but CJ Engine just a bit more planted, and I think it comes down to equal skill in different cars.
Also, sorry, just reading YouTube chat, and yeah, Pat O'Ward, I have to agree with you. That was one of the reasons that I didn't go into anything as well. Reading CJ, thank you, Woss. I appreciate that. I did miss that. I will get that on board done for you. And I don't understand what Fear Nothing Moto is asking in chat. However, Carson, are you a glass half full or a glass half empty kind of guy?
Oh, he's asking if you think if you put water in a glass, is the glass now wet? But
oh, well, yes.
I'm a glass half full guy. I like to be very optimistic. There's times where I'm not, because sometimes you got to look at the truth for a lot of things. But, you know, the dumb hope has gotten me this far and got me into college, my dream college. So I'll take it.
That's why I'm a glass always full kind of guy. It's true. It doesn't matter how you look at it. The glass always is 50% water, 50% air. That thing's always full. It's just a matter of what's it full of.
Sometimes it's crushed hopes and dreams, Mike.
Could be.
But the CJ Engine, the 55 is really closing in now. It was 5/10 here at the last lap, now down to 3/10. He's got a pretty good mirror full, or rather a pretty good mirror. That's not a mirror. Pretty good front windscreen full of NSX there, and the NSX just seems to not be able to brake as late as the Aston Martin can in the rain, whether it comes down to the car, something along those lines. But Kenneth Portis, his championship hopes will be kept intact as long as he can keep third. He'll only be a few points behind Rivera, but he's got the advantage with 1 point over the McLaren driver, the 787, currently flying right now and currently closing in on our leader.
Yes, indeed. And Ryan Collin, I have absolutely no idea what you are asking, to be completely honest. Either way, Mario Kart is the best racing game. I feel like Carson would agree with you on that.
Yeah. State champ, baby. I'm still trying to read what Ryan Conlon asked. Is space empty because of the existence of space? The existence of planets and stuff, I think, is the ask there.
There's a lot of emptiness in space. But there's there's occasional non-emptiness, but there is more emptiness than there is non-emptiness. That is for sure.
Is Earth in space? Yes. What?
We're not laughing at you. We're laughing with you, by the way.
With you, yeah. Sorry, I just...
Whoa, sorry to interrupt here. Casey Schutte has made a mistake, and I said it before, he is prone to bottle it when it comes to the 6th position, and he has gone and proven exactly that here tonight. Also, how much... Oh, I got way too much space above my head right now. There we go. Camera down a little bit. Bang.
Oh, man. You're right.
That's why you're so short. That's why you're a short king.
Hey, man. Just because I don't have it tilted. My monitor, I have no way to adjust the camera, so I gotta... Hold on, guys.
A three-way fight has occurred now. Andre Alex Afonso joining the party with Casey Schutte and Tyler Carr. Now, there's not many overtaking opportunities on this track. However, we're going to need to find one for Andre Alex Afonso, or alternatively, maybe some alternate strategy. It's still early, in my opinion, to go for the pit stop. I don't think if the conditions continue wet like this for the next, hour, there's no need for the drivers to take tires at any point in time. However, if the conditions dry up, then there obviously might be a need. I don't, though, think that there's going to be enough of a change to warrant dry tires. It's going to be raining for the next 30 minutes, so we will see.
Yeah, and it's going to get a little bit better, and it's going to get worse once the 30-minute mark hits and it starts raining even harder. But, I mean, it's just a matter of how are you going to approach that and how are you going to pit, because you're going to have the same wets. You're not going to be taking tires. You shouldn't take tires if it's going to be wet the entire race, and it will. But I think what a lot of these drivers are banking on, like you mentioned, waiting till it's potentially dry. But I think once you hit that 30-minute mark, those guys who are going to be trying to pray for the wet will immediately come in upon realizing that radar hasn't cleared. And I don't think it will clear. We've got way too high of a chance for rain and way too low a chance for variability for that to really be a viable strategy. But I think if it comes down to it, if it starts drying up in the last 30 minutes, we might have a massive shuffle for guys that pitted early like Ollie Raza.
And we have... as well, both Adam Strange agreeing with Ryan Conlon in chat, having the different perspectives. While yes, I agree that there is different perspectives that you can view that from. However, I personally do not share that view. I don't think we're much different from any other planet out there. We just happen to be in a very, very fortunate spot.
think a lot of the time we address it as though we are not in space, but we are in space. It's just we are on Earth and Earth is in space. So it's a bit of a weird section there. Is Andre Alex Alfonso, a bit of a mistake there. Jace Wright closing in on that back bumper in different lines through the section. Jace Wright with a massive run nearly into the back end, has to break just inches between him and that GTR. It'll be a good opportunity if he can get a run here. That V10 screaming as he gets a better exit than that GTR there. He might have a chance on this other section here. 3/10, now going to 4. He's got the poorer exit rather than 999 car managing to fend him off through this turn. But Jace Wright not going to go away that easy. He's right on that back corner panel, chasing now. Everything he can do there. There's not many overtaking opportunities, and that's probably the last one he's got on this lap.
Yeah, Andre Alex Alfonso here, you can see the difference in the machines. The Lamborghini is so much more agile through the corners than Nissan, much more punchy on the straights, and the Aston Martin currently being a bit of a problem for the likes of Andre Alex Alfonso. However, it could be a little bit of a helping hand here. You can see he gets the slipstream, the crucial bit that pulls him away from Jace Wright. Now, we do know that Lamborghini V10 can't quite compete with the V8 and the Nissan. In fact, the Nissan's going for the inside line. Casey Schutte, he's left the gap. However, it isn't going to be able to be taken. Casey Schutte, though, deep on exit. Andre Alex Alfonso to the outside line now. He'll have to be trying to command the lead for a long ways, and he's not going to be able to make that stick. Is going to compromise his run now, allowing Jace Wright a chance. And while all of this squabbling has happened, that's going to be Jace's teammate, Vadik Stitsiev, joining the party as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure Vadika's going to really do much here. Jace Wright is the faster teammate overall and has higher championship points. So I think he's going to let him command the way and then try to make the overtake on Andre Alex Alfonso if he can make it past. But that Fuchsia Competition Esports car, it honestly looks like Vadik's a bit faster, but that GTR is just getting hawked down by Jace right now.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if Vadik is going to be playing teammate roles or if we're going to be seeing an overtake now. Jace Wright manages to get a quarter panel down alongside. He tries for the inside. It's going to turn to the out, and it's not going to happen just yet. The switchback, though, gets very loose on exit. That's going to allow his teammate alongside now. Who's going to yield? Someone has to give, except somehow Jace has managed to get a good enough exit. He finds the inside line, and he finds the position. Andre Alex Alfonso, though, is going to switch him back because Jace Wright is deep. Who is going to give right now? And I think it's going to be Jace Wright. Andre Alex Alfonso, hard-fought defense, but he manages to keep it for now.
Yeah, big props to Jace Wright there. When that car was unsettled, he didn't lift that gas pedal at all. He had full faith he was going to be able to control it, or just didn't really realize he needed to take it off. The instinct didn't kick in, and he just kept it flat on that straight. Really, really good job from Jace, and a great job to keep it clean.
Yeah, it certainly was, and nice racing indeed. Jonathan Clifford pointing out, yes, that was absolutely incredible. Beyond that, I think the racing is going to continue. I'm not sure Jace Wright is done just yet. He also has his teammate there, and the question is, are these two going to work together again, or are they going to fight? I have a prediction that they are going to work together. However, you never know. I got to say, Vadik, he's kind of a bit of an unpredictable... Whoa, Gil Silverton gets a drive-through. That's going to be from track limits. It's gonna happen to the Mustangs more than anybody else because that car can be planted, but I think a lot of guys are just putting too much throttle down because it's just how it goes. Is no problem, Jaden. And again, Vadik poising himself to make an overtake is what it looks like, but he is going deep every now and then. I just can't quite read the body language that Vadik is trying for here. I'd imagine they're in a Discord trying to communicate with each other, and obviously are not going to be trying to hurt each other's race at all. However, they need to right now be focusing on getting by Andre Alex Alfonso and keeping him behind the Fuchsia Competition team. Right now, though, that's not quite an easy story to do. I think it's easier said than done, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's got these his teammate cheering in the back end there, and makes sense. As he goes deep, his teammate gonna not go by. Honestly, bit of a weird move from Vadik there. I know he's not meaning to give up the position, but honestly, your teammate goes deep there. You've got the run. You need to keep up with Andre Alex Alfonso. Jace Wright kind of doesn't deserve that position at that point, and you've got a better run and a better chance of the car ahead, but they'll remain working together. Honestly, not too bad of a problem, but Jace Wright, the 63, will keep it ahead and won't overtake his teammate there. Or his teammate won't overtake him there, rather.
I sense a little bit of McLaren rivalry happening at the moment, but we'll see if that pays fruition or if it does end up in tears. Either way, Luke Lezama has made his pit stop. He was running in the lead. Now Ricardo Rivera, he is going to have a chance to lead a couple laps. He started off in P1. was Anthony Lombardo, by the way, that you just caught in the background briefly. He is in last place currently, spun off in the grass.
Tough for Lombardo there. It's tough. I mean, maybe if you take new tires, you shouldn't, but sometimes getting those tires back up to heat in the wet is a bit of a difficult task there. No, never mind. Vidica Stitsev in 8th. Drivers ahead making their pits, obviously. Very interested on this pit strategy, because once you hit that 30-minute mark, if for some reason it stops raining right at that 15-minute mark, you're going to have wet tires, but you might have a few drivers who are waiting for the end to maybe try new wets or dries there that might be getting cooked towards the end of this race. I really don't think so, but that's what a lot of these guys are going to gamble on tonight. Those who especially need a win, definitely not Ali Raza, but Wilson Fernandez is now going to be doing that. He's going to really just try and get to the end and maybe find a way to get on dries, find a way to get a massive gap there as others have to come into the pit for already making their stop there. But that's going to be the only way he can keep his, I guess, podium hopes alive at this point. He's not going to have an opportunity for the win of the championship.
Yeah, and I don't think there's going to be any chance of seeing dry tires tonight, even if the rain does stop in 30 minutes, which it is predicted to increase in 30 minutes, but if it does stop right after that for whatever reason, I don't think the track would even dry in time. I think we're still going to be on wet tires for long enough to the point where you just want to stick it out. Taking tires would only be a detriment due to the fact that there is no mandatory stop for tires, meaning that you can just take a 20-second stop, a 10-second stop, less than that, and still be good to finish this race, and that's kind of the strategy that Ali Raza has taken a few times, and it's really paid dividends.
Yeah, and that's where he's at right now. Obviously, the first one to pit on that first lap knew he didn't have a great quali lap, and it's going to be tough. Some guys are good in the rain, and Ali Raza not good in the rain at Misano, and that's probably one of the few times I've ever said Ali Raza isn't good at something, but is obviously leading the pack of the drivers that have pitted by quite a margin there. 11 seconds between him and the last driver that hasn't pitted. That's Luke Lazama behind him, so Mike, it's looking like Ali Raza's in first right now.
I wouldn't go that far.
I mean, the leader
Luke
13
Lazama?
seconds behind him, yeah.
Luke Lazama took tires?
How is this? What?
Yeah, I still don't think Ali Raza's in the lead. Luke Lazama accidentally set dries. Oh, he didn't change his strategy, and he accidentally had dries set in pit lane. Let me just double check that to confirm. Let's take a look at those wheel wells, shall we? That is a yellow stripe, and you don't want to be seeing that in these conditions. You hate to see that, and that's unfortunate. You know, you join a league, and obviously every league has different rules, and just in this situation, doesn't matter what the rules were, but really just forgetting to tick a box has cost our race leader tremendously. And now Ricardo Rivera is going to be taking the lead of this race.
Yeah, can we get a quick look at the car we're actually on board with, that livery? That is that was stunning. I saw it for a few moments. Paul Borman, who I believe is on the Wild Things Racing team for the 6 hour. Oh man, that is Pepsi Max, Cheetos, Pokemon. There's a lot going on there. That's one of those cars that's got everything that Paul Borman likes.
Yeah, it's a sticker bomb is how I would describe. Not really though. It's not really sticker bombed, but it is in a way.
Yeah, it's. I think the pink there is.
There's our race leader approaching in the rearview mirror and is going to wave goodbye. Ricardo Rivera. He is going to be happy with his current position.
Yeah, and I think Rivera's just going to wait till the end, probably do the same thing Ali Raza did, but on the tail end of the race, trying to get as much time in open air as he can. And he's got, if you look at the track map, about 20 to 30 seconds of it right now. He's doing an excellent job. Obviously, drivers are going to come out in the pits and come out ahead of him. But really, really good stuff for Rivera right now. He's just going to want to keep it clean. And with no cars around him, it'll be a lot easier to do that, as a bit of a mistake from Borman leaves him sliding just a bit on exit.
Yeah, and we can see sort of just the dance that these drivers have to play at this phase of the race. Like CJ Engine currently in third position chasing Kenneth Portis. He doesn't really want to push too hard for the time. You don't want to use all of what you have. It's about maintenance mode right now and staying alive just to get to the next lap for the most part. Really want to make it down to the last 20 minutes and then kind of have your battles, work your way through. This is going to be a bit of a survival game for the time being. And so if you do have any questions in chat, now would be a great time. We also are seeing another issue that's common here at Misano, especially in the wet conditions. That's going to be 2 drive-through penalties handed over to Kevin Yu and Drew Burakovsky.
Teammates there, and both of them with the same punishment there. Their 2 teammates are 8th and 9th, or rather 7th and 8th right now, and they don't have that problem, but it seems the group together has had it, as Vidica Stitsev Whether it was team orders or not, he's got 7th place now. Jace Wright falling to 8th, and I think it probably is team orders. They've fallen off by about 3 seconds to Andre Alex Alfonso, and Vadik, I think, is a bit faster there as he gets a little jumpy on the exit.
Yeah, late switch, but the switch has been made nonetheless, so, can't fault them at the end of the day. I'm not sure what their strategy is, but they definitely, again, have the communications with each other, I would imagine, and are going to be on the same wavelength, is at least what I would hope. Beyond that, Devin Anthony has come not out of pit lane. My apologies. He is, though, behind now Jason Provolone. He's managed to gain quite a bit and has found himself a 2nd gap distance. And also, Logan, I agree that you could argue that. I'm not going to argue that you can't argue that, but...
Yeah, I mean, I think it's from the standpoint that you sit on. And from a logical standpoint of, just kind of the definition of everything, yes. But from a philosophical, yeah, you can make that argument. I'm definitely going to point that out. I just, it's not something that I think either me or Mike are qualified for.
Yeah, really. I mean, to be completely honest, yes.
I am taking an astronomy class, so maybe I will be qualified by December, but hold those questions off until December, I think, is the deal.
No, and Logan, I appreciate it as well. The devil's advocate point of view as well. I totally admire that and respect it. So I appreciate that. Also, we got 28 viewers over on YouTube. Shout out to the YouTube audience. I did not expect to have that many people over there. If you are just one of the people that has popped it up just to get us some views, thank you. We appreciate that. And if you are also watching to enjoy the stream over on YouTube, we thank you for that as well. Hit that subscribe button. It's free on YouTube. It's not so free over on Twitch. However, if you have Amazon Prime, it is free. You get 1 free Prime sub every month if you do have Twitch. No, if you do have Amazon Prime, you get to use that on Twitch for any one of the any one streamer of your choice.
Yeah, and if you're not into ads, Twitch Turbo, one of those also opportunities there. It gives us a bonus as well. So you're supporting the community if you pay for Twitch Turbo and still watch the streams. As Devin Anthony, hoping for some turbo in that Mustang. The fellow machine behind, about 5/10, has cut the deficit in half. Or rather, cut the gap in half to the car ahead. And seems the police car is the police car is under a car in pursuit now. Devin Anthony, the Rockefeller Racing Machine, is doing a really, really good job cutting away at this. He's been honestly struggling with contact and spinning in this series so far, and in the most adverse conditions he's faced yet, he's been really shining and shot in frame. Thank you very much for your 2-month anniversary, or rather 2 months subscribe with Prime. Welcome to the podium, and that's almost a year, Mike.
It is, in fact, almost a year, 2 months. Thank you so much. Also, welcome to Person Who Exists. We appreciate you over on the YouTube side. And I guess one thing I should throw out there as well, and if you are interested in joining any of these races that you can see here, we can see in chat !SimGrid, or if you look in the YouTube description, I think there is a link over to our SimGrid where you can head on over and see all of the wonderful championships that we have. All of them are available for signups, and a lot of them are coming down to a close. This calendar will be updated very, very shortly. I can assure you that. We have more information coming out about all of our races very soon. We have the GT4 rookies. If you are a rookie looking to get into the sim racing side of things, join a community, and improve yourself, this is certainly the place to go. The GT4 rookies here at TRACKILICIOUS will be up next at Valencia tomorrow night, and on that we have the GT4 Open, which is going to be about points, and it's Mason versus Chrono, 1 point separating them. Vindication at Valencia. That'll be tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here at TRACKILICIOUS. Definitely something to tune into, and it will be very, very exciting. Whoever wins the race wins that championship. We have Syntho Drive as well, back at it again. It's going to be week 2 coming up next Wednesday, with the Wednesday West Coast coming to a conclusion at Brands Hatch. Superlight Formula has just come to a conclusion as well. I assure you there's more iRacing as well on the way here at TRACKILICIOUS. And of course, we have the Community World Challenge over once a month. Next up, the Nordschleife. That's going to be August 24th. And still, I would highly advise you signing up, even though you are going to be probably ineligible for winning the championship. There is an AWI watch there on the line for whoever does win the championship. And with 3 rounds, it's a very tight one. We'll be seeing that again August 24th. Add that to your calendar at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We also have a GT3 main event. That's what we're watching right now, and we will be back next week at Spa due to the fact that Spa broke last week. So we will, again, have to be redoing that with the points. And of course, big thank you to all of our patrons as the Mason thing stays on screen. There we go. Big thank you to all of our V12 Exotics. And Carson, what's up?
I said it's back.
Oh, it's back.
Chrono, yeah.
Gotcha. And yes, of course, thank you to our V12 Exotics, thank you to our V8 Muscles, Inline 4, and all of our server donors, and of course, everybody over on Twitch as well for all of the Twitch subs. Thank you guys so much. You make what we do here possible, and we appreciate you beyond words. Now, back to your regularly scheduled programming.
It's bad, like the Michael Jackson song. I did not say that. I wish I had that. Had Michael Jackson commentary or like a reference to that, but I really don't even know anything. I actually don't know anything about Michael Jackson songs, to be honest with you fully, but Devin Anthony under threat here. He's just got out of the pits. Paul Borman, we saw that livery earlier, is putting massive threat on that Mustang. He was chasing earlier, Drew Burakovsky and his teammate just trying to race together and catch Alex Hansen, but question in chat, where is Ollie Raza's net position? And I would say about top 5, and I believe pit wall is down, correct, Mike?
Yeah, I messaged the guys on the Pitwall Discord and haven't gotten a response back yet. So if you're with Pitwall and watching the stream and you're an admin or a mod, check the support Discord, because we need some assistance on that one. It's been broken for a long time, and I would like that to be fixed.
We would like that to be fixed, Mike.
Yeah, everybody.
But you especially.
Literally, I pay for the program and don't get the program. So, yeah, I would like that fixed.
And some support in chat there is, Hansen. Hansen is on the outside line. He's gotten overtaken by one of the Fuchsia competition cars as he goes sideways. Was that unassisted, Mike? Let's check the replay. The 390 car around and into the wall. Already suffering some damage, it appears, on that front end. Let's take a look here. To these corner section series at Curva del Rio on that inside line. That's the blue Fuchsia car. I'm not quite sure who that driver is, getting through just fine, and overcooks it a little, but definitely helped with a bit of a contact piece there from that red Fuchsia car. That is tough for Hansen.
Yeah, it's some extra cooling there onto that front engine bonnet that is very unwelcome, and unfortunately Drew Burakovsky will be at fault for that one. However, it was a very light fault. It wasn't intentional by any stretch. But it's just an unfortunate one to be involved with. Professor Chronotis up ahead. He is going to be 1.8 seconds off of Ollie Raza. However, Chronotis yet to pit, and also with a drive-through penalty. Absolutely brutal here tonight. Lots of drivers suffering. Jace Wright. Somebody didn't practice their pit entries.
And that's really tough. And Jace Wright's championship,
This isn't from pit entry. What is this from?
Oh. Sure beats me. Oh, it might be a track cut.
Yeah, yeah. That's the only thing that I could think of. I mean, beyond that, yeah, that would make sense.
2 drive-thrus would be disqualification, right?
No, 2 drive-thrus would be a stop-go 30, but I highly doubt he got 2 drive-thrus. I think you're right. It must have been extending track limits.
6 times then, or 8 times. But I don't know how. I mean, there is spots at Misano where you can get 2. I have a hard time imagining where he is on the track and where we last saw him, that would be much of a problem. But Vadika Stitsiev, 73 car, really chasing Professor Chronotis now, who is not even on his same strategy. Chrono might just let him through here, and that blue shell with the drive-through and still needing to pit will not be hawking down first place, as we are so accustomed to in Mario Kart. Beautiful livery made by Neil Kerbal, who I believe is in chat. And it's a fast right-hander, so hard to do in the wet. Yeah, that's a really, really good point from Neil. It is that fast right-hander that is very hard to do in the wet. And you can just straight up cut it, and I think that's probably what happened with Jace.
Yeah, that very well could be. And also a great point from Pat Awards, #2 fan in chat. However, I do have to say, we don't talk enough about how awesome sea bears are, but I gotta say, sea rhinoceros have the cream of the crop on that one by every stretch of the measurement, unfortunately. So make sure you're wearing your sea rhinoceros underpants, everybody. It's very important. Carson, do you even know what I'm talking about?
I have a general idea, but it's like sort of so far off that I kind of get it. I get what it's from, but I don't fully understand it, if that makes sense. I've
you
seen
never.
It.
Ooh.
My gosh, Jason Provolone, another initial D profession or impression from him earlier. Oh my gosh, he went almost fully sideways, kept it flat, and pushed it through the turn. Oh my goodness, that was probably horrifying for Alex Hansen, who sits behind just coming out of the pits.
Very, very tight margins there. You could fit a credit card between them, but Jason Provolone able to keep the police machinery on track here. All that driving school clearly paying off for him, and he is up in 7th position. Doesn't want to cost that, but he is still yet to pit, I suppose. So he's one of those drivers. In fact, he is in the last running position of drivers that need to still pit. We also have Daniel Desjardins coming out of, no, not coming out of pit lane, has binned it on the final corner, it looks like, or at least had enough of an incident to cost him some time, but he could sit with another drive-through penalty as well. Track limits are a massive struggle, and as Neil Kerbal pointing out, it's the fast right-hander in the back where these drivers are struggling the most. Whoa.
Yeah, and, ooh, no, that's an overcorrection and a million there. Desjardins just not really where he wants to be. Top of the tables in practice, but couldn't quite execute it, I believe. That is very, very tough for him. Goes a bit sideways over correction. He'll move on. Ricardo Rivera, the first of the drivers who've yet to pit, and first overall right now. I'm curious where Ollie Raz is going to come out in comparison with him. Not quite sure the distance between those two drivers, but I'm thinking, Mike, that Ollie strategy was the right one.
Yeah, I mean, we'll still see. Currently running in 6th position. It's going to be down to where Ricardo Rivera comes out. And as it stands, we're looking at about 50 seconds on the pit time. I'm going to be overestimating there. I don't expect Ricardo to be in there for that long. Currently, 28 seconds separating him and Andre, 11-15. So yeah, Ricardo Rivera certainly will still keep the lead. However, it was P11, keep that in mind, for Ollie Raz at the start. So this has been a massive improvement nonetheless.
Absolutely, and obviously, he had that contact with Wilson Fernandez on lap 1 that cost Fernandez just about 30 seconds as you see him down there. I'm curious if Ali Raza was involved in that and any contributor to it, because good race here might be, I guess, stifled by that. But he's really only got a chance at the, at the championship if he can really get through and beat both Ricardo Rivera and Kenneth Portis. And with a tough track like Misano in the rain, it's possible. But he'd have to really hope on the downfall of a lot of these drivers. In this last 30 minutes, there's going to be some downfalls in the form of DTs for some of these guys.
Yeah, if it's any consolidation for any of these drivers, they're not alone. There's a lot of drive-through penalties being served here tonight. And also, my goodness, it's so... we have 2 super fans now in chat. We have Logan Sargent fanboy and Pat Awards fan... Oh, okay, what was that? That was... Jason Provolone getting overtaken by CJ Engine. Jason Provolone not to pit. Not that important. I think Provolone is coming into pit lane this lap. That was why I would imagine that happened. But pointing out, he was talking about tardigrades, not about sea bears from SpongeBob. Fair enough. Tardigrades are pretty sweet, too. I mean, they can survive some, pretty intense radiation, some pretty intense cold and heat. So that's pretty cool. But sea rhinoceros, though.
I mean, yeah, and just as cool as Pat Award. Almost as cool as Pat Award. Pat Award is apparently cooler than them, even though they can survive like a nuclear bomb. That's pretty interesting.
It is pretty interesting.
I didn't know. I'd like to know your cool calculator on that, because Pat Award has had to do something absolutely electric, but I do like Pat Award quite a bit.
He's a good guy. Good lad.
Very likable.
Man, I'm seeing a lot of struggling drivers out there. Drew Burakovsky still needs to make a pit stop. He is running in 10th right now, which doesn't sound like the end of the world. However, he has made a drive-through penalty already. Behind him, Professor Konotis also has had one. We have also had one from, let's take a look, 2 of them, in fact, from Gil Silverin. It is his unlucky day today when it comes to track limits. The Ford Mustang GT3 started all the way up in 7th position and has not been such a lucky day. 18th is now where he resides. Well, to make that 17th.
Yeah, and pretty tough, and can survive the vacuum of space, according to Neil Kerbal. Interesting. Not sure about that, but I guess we've never seen him do it, so I would reckon it's not false because it hasn't been done. It's not proven that he can't. So
I think they're talking about tardigrades, but sure.
Close enough. It's close enough. Pat Award tardigrades basically rhymes.
Patagrade.
Oh my gosh. Pat Award, either way, a lot of drivers struggling like they are in the vacuum of space right now. Jace Wright, one of them, down to 13th, and he hasn't pit yet. Already served a drive-through. I think he's going to come in and pit soon, and very wide here. Going to stick it wide to make sure he doesn't get another track limits penalty there, as he goes very, very deep in that section. It looked like he just didn't turn. Oh, he just got another drive-through.
Oh, man. And Vidic coming into chat even and saying that it's been all 4 of us have got the double track limits warning. So this is a little bit of an issue with the track and a bug, quote unquote, that basically if you go off track and rather than getting 1 drive-through or 1 track limits added to your name, you get 2 of them added to your name, and then you have, it's, well, halves the amount of work that you have to do to get a drive-through penalty, so.
It's really easy, which, not what you want to do, but, you know, never worse than the White Sox. Mike Chase right here, second drive-through of the day, has already served 1, and is going to be back for another one. Maybe was planning to pit soon, but that will not remain the strategy, I assume. He's got to pit again for a drive-through.
Jace actually has this is his first drive-through. He had the stop go 30.
Oh. Sorry, he said the stop go 30, which was arguably worse. So not even as favorable as a drive-through.
Much
the stop
worse.
Go 30, I believe, from probably cutting that section of the track and picking up 4 at once. And yeah, first drive-through as a Wendy's, but I think that's because the markers on it, it's in that fast right-hander too. If you cut that entire fast right-hander and go off, I think it's basically considering it as just 2 parts of the turn that you're cutting. So you're getting 2.
Oh. Yeah, that's annoying. That's annoying.
That's not right, but yeah, that's just how it is.
I could see how programming could see that, not like a human steward. The thing is this isn't human stewards that are giving out these penalties. These are all in-game by a automated system determining the track limit, so we don't have any control over that.
It's awfully mean, to say the least, on this track. And we've got a lot of victims of the virtual stewards there, and it's going to help a lot of drivers out, I do have to say. If Ricardo Rivera or Kenneth Portis gets one, Ali Raza will be delighted, to say the least. The 787-bit unsettled there, but I'd be very amiss to see either of those guys go down into the pits for an extra time. They are very, very talented, but anybody can make a mistake here at Misano on the wet, Mike.
Yeah, they can, and I have to say, Ricardo Rivera, I actually have been keeping an eye on it. I have not seen any red laps, like, at all from Ricardo Rivera. He's been pretty bang on with it, and I don't think he's really even close to any warnings. And as Grumpy Geriatric Gamer says, I 110% agree with him. The track limits are the same for every single driver on track. Just don't exceed them. It sounds simple, chat, and it is. It is. It's called practice. And hydrate.
Yeah, and
hydrate.
That's a good point. I'm out already, so in spirit, but it's tough, and it's going to be a lot tougher for these guys. It is right. It is the same track limits, but it definitely makes it harder when you only make 2 or 3 mistakes during a race to make those mistakes amplified, which isn't fair, but it is fair because everybody else gets it. It's
Ooh, there's a mistake.
A massive send from Ricardo Rivera, who goes way, way deep there, but that won't be a drive-through, Mike.
No, that will be a track limit warning, maybe, though. I don't know. Misano's brutal. That could be. It shouldn't be, but it could be. And thank you very much, Pat Awards fan number 2, for stopping into the YouTube chat. Have a great evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you guys are on the YouTube side of things, it's free over on YouTube. And we thank every single one of you. I don't know if I can get... I don't think I have any notifications or anything on YouTube. We'll figure that out eventually. I'm sure we'll figure it out. Again, we're new to YouTube here. This is our first ever YouTube stream. One thing I also forgot to ask is, how is the audio, chat? That was one thing I completely forgot to mention at one point. Is the audio sounding good? Nobody's complained, so I'm assuming the audio is good. And I mean, Carson, are you good as well? On your, are you at a good level?
I've been checking.
Okay, good.
Is ahead, Brubakovsky being or not just Daniel Desjardins, who does a drive-through. I think just picked it up there, but Vidika Stitsev, new liveries for Fuchsia for next season, and we have an actual sponsor for Fuchsia Competition Esports. That's super cool.
That's awesome.
And you like to see that. Guys that, I guess not really, some of them started here, some of them didn't, but a lot of guys that have been around for a while here and are doing an excellent job to get better deserve it. They've put in the effort. I know those guys put in massive effort in a lot of different places as well, a lot of different leagues.
And Nailgun Stanley swapping over to the YouTube side of things. Fair enough. Hey, to each their own. Whichever you want to view on, you now have the option. We are on both. There is the YouTube link in chat, and the Twitch link is in the YouTube description. If you want to watch both at the same time, that'd be great. That's more views for us, so thank you.
Yeah, as I got both open. You can have both open. Anybody can have both open. It helps the stream out a lot, and the more viewers we have, YouTube is much better at promoting it to people who are into ACC than actually Twitch is. just in base of algorithms, and the matter of YouTube is trying to get you to watch things that you like, and Twitch is not really trying to get you to watch anything but what you already know. So it's a bit of an interesting algorithm. Twitch wants you to return to the same places you've been, while YouTube wants to help you discover new things. So if you go check out YouTube, go watch it on silent. It does help us out a lot and does help promote Trackalicious to more people.
Yeah, and also, like Pat Award says, on YouTube, we have one thing that Twitch does not have, and that's subtitles. I turned subtitles on Twitch, and Pat Award there saying that he is listening to it out in public and doesn't have headphones, so is using subtitles. And that is an option that you have on YouTube and not Twitch. So if that sounds like something up your alley, then definitely head on over there. And I know that helps a lot for any of the, for example, any of the Portuguese viewers that we have or Brazilians out there. If you are maybe struggling with some of the things that we're saying, I would highly recommend going over to the YouTube side and using the subtitles, because that might help you out a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do different languages, but yeah, they are. I think only.
Ooh, I haven't.
Yeah, I think you have to set up an entirely separate thing there, and it has to be. It's pretty tough, but eventually we'll have it if you are looking for it in a different language. But
oh yeah, that's not what I meant. Yeah, I don't mean that you can get Portuguese translations. It's just reading in English can help people, because reading is just easier than listening at times, especially with some of the complicated words that we say in commentary that don't translate well. It can help.
I'm not bilingual, Mike. That's actually a really good point. I failed the listening section of the of the German bilingual test. So yeah, it's a good point.
TikTok you posted a few weeks ago, got over 20K likes. What'd you post?
Yeah,
and Mr. Roo, I honestly might have lost the one from 2 weeks ago. I have the one from last week. I don't know about the one from but we'll get it. I'll get the ones I have some in the archive. They're all uploaded to YouTube. I just need to actually publish them and get the description and the thumbnail and all the juicy stuff. There'll be a big bulk post at one point in time, probably sometime this week.
Mike does everything, and he didn't have a computer last week, as you might have seen on Friday. He was assembling one, which I unfortunately didn't get to check out that stream because I was in the middle of a cornfield doing stuff. I don't really know why I was in the middle of a cornfield, but that's where my friend lives, so that's where we were. Oh man, this state. I'm so happy to be out of it so I can go to another place with more cornfields than there is people. But Jason Provolone here, really cooking it up right now. He's got a massive gap to Silverin that was cut down by about 4 seconds to 4/10. So the 82 car doing a great job in pursuit right now. 82 looking like 12 for Silverin.
Yeah, Gil Silverin with 2 drive-through penalties to his name in this race. Is that going to be tilting him, is the question? Is he going to be maybe seeing a little bit of red and being overly defensive with Jason Provolone, or will he just drive right off the track? We'll see. It might give him the fire he needs, though, to defend the position as well. Gil Silverin, one of the contributors as well to the PC. Big thank you, Gil, for that. From Brazil, obrigado, of course. And, whoa, Provolone is, well, he's falling back now.
Yep. Yeah, that's it's been Provolone's bane, it seems, so far. Is Vadik, thank you very much. $4.37 exactly. Thank you very much for the contribution.
And with a comment of thank you.
This is Shakespeare holding the skull. That's, I think, what it deserves on that section. No, I was just outside because I like being outside. We were playing basketball. He has a basketball court.
Basketball field in a cornfield. Wait, basketball court in a cornfield. Basketball field? Oh,
yes,
goodness.
I mean, when you've got that much space, like...
I guess that's fair.
One in Rome, I guess, with space, and he's very good at basketball. I got cooked, to say the least. And like I was mentioning earlier, Jason Provolone has been really overcooking the brakes. Just braking too late for the wet. That's been his bane so far, but has been really, really good on pace when he can get it to work. That Silverin gap was 4 seconds because of a mistake, and it's now increasing again because of one, but it's quickly decreasing down to 6/10 into this turn.
Also, thank you very much, Vadik. Used a gift card from work. Absolute legend. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Vadik.
Not letting that go to waste. That's awesome.
Yes, that is a really good point from Nailgun Stanley on YouTube. You can go back and rewind YouTube if you catch something you want to rewatch that we don't replay. You can go back and watch it again on YouTube. You can't do that on Twitch until the stream ends.
No, you can.
Watch the VOD on Twitch, but
you can do that on Twitch. You just need to be clever with it. If you go back onto the Twitch page and you go to the VOD, there is a VOD that is technically live currently. So
it's a lot easier on YouTube, Mike.
It is a lot easier on YouTube. It's a lot. I'm not denying that. It's a lot easier on YouTube. However, it is possible on Twitch.
Actually,
I had to
handle
look. I
that.
had to actually you because it's true. I do it all the time. Is why there's a, like I legitimately do it all the time. So it is technically possible.
Adam, thank you for the bit. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. Also, isn't it weird how the internet has generated so many subcultures instead of just one monoculture? Yes, that's actually a really good thing to mention. Is I think the reason it's very interesting because a lot of those sub communities should have more people, but it's because there's the ability to make a community at just the ability of your fingers so easily. It's very, very interesting, and you have so many more sub communities that I think you can do anything you want. There's a community for everything. I mean, like, legitimately, there is a community for everything. Good and bad.
Very true. Very, very true. And thank you so much for all the happy affiliate anniversaries, guys. We appreciate it. Drive-through penalties are being served again. Gil Silver in lucky number 3. Maybe not so lucky in this race. That's his 3rd drive-through of the night, and he is going to be kicking himself.
The good thing is the guy behind him also got one at the exact same corner at the exact same time. So they'll run together, and those are disqualified drivers they're driving by, and some in their pit stops. That's, I think, yeah, that's a tough run for Darren Wicks, who did get disqualified for 2 drive-thrus in a row, or rather, I think a stop and go 30 and then a drive-through, but it's tough. It is really, really tough out here at Misano. It is really, really cold. I used all my points recently, so I can't do a full onboard lap with Mike's face.
Brutal.
I feel like we can give him the onboard lap.
My face is always on, though.
Yeah, like, of himself, I mean, I think.
What?
Like, of himself, like his car.
Like his own. Yeah, we can do a Vadik on board. That's fine. We do have a fun fact, though.
I think he's not driving.
Oh, well, get back on track, Vadik. You were on track. Wait, full onboard lap redeemed for Mike's face. What does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't know. I wanted
we
to
just
be nice.
enlarge you for a second, like the BMW.
We can. On board of my face. What does that mean?
All right. Hear me out.
Oh,
You an
hold
onboard
on.
of Jason Provolone.
I know
Wait,
what to do.
You got it?
I know what to
ad
do.
break just started.
That's fine. We'll wait a minute. And a fun
You're
fact.
really me in the dark about it, but
We'll fun fact it here while we wait for the ad to end, and I double check to see that there are no ongoing battles. Note this is the closest battle on track. Just had to make sure. I do know. Yeah, Neil, that's pretty much. I think we're thinking on the same wavelength. I'm not sure I would word it that way, but I think we have the same idea. Yeah, I think so. But either way. Did you know, Carson, that this track can be run on multiple layouts? It can be run on not just a forward layout, but it can also be run on a reverse layout, and they do so all the time. In not just GT racing, they do it in MotoGP. They do it in WSBK, which British. What is WSBK? Either way, a World Superbike. World Superbike. That's what that definitely is. World Superbike hosts, and as well as karting, as well as bikes. I mean, there's everything. They race everything here. It's awesome. It's a great track.
Sounds like a radio station, honestly, in Utah. I know the K is specific to Utah radio, and I don't know why I know that, but it is. Either way, yeah, Mike, here's a fun fact for you. Did you know the MotoGP layout is the exact same as the GT layout on this track?
Yeah, very few tracks that actually do that, but yes, you're 100% right. There's really only one layout for this track in a way. There is a second layout that does tighten up the final sector, and I'm not sure what they use that for, to be honest, but I know there is technically a second layout there. And
I think they use
actually,
it for amateurs.
Ooh, that's a good point. YouTube doesn't have ads. Now that might change in the future. We'll see. No promises on that, but I don't know. I don't know if YouTube. How does
another? I don't know how YouTube works. I don't know
how YouTube. That's the thing. I don't know either.
I've never had an ad on a YouTube stream that I remember, but I also don't watch a lot of YouTube streams, so I don't watch a lot of things, Mike. I honestly don't watch streams. I'm gonna be real. I might be a streamer. I probably haven't tuned into a stream for more than 15 seconds because of an ad appearing on Twitch. Like, I see an ad, I'm off that stream. I'm gone. Like, it's why I sub to a lot of guys that I just want to watch.
YT does have ads, but does it have ads for streaming? I will say, I mean, people apparently are saying they don't get ads yet during the stream. Yeah, during the stream, correct.
We gotta optimize that, Mike. We gotta start getting ads in that stream. But
I mean, we do technically, yeah, but
mainly joking, mainly half joking, but I don't know.
All right, let's get this full on board. Bang! Is this what you want, chat? Is this what you want? We're on board here with Ricardo Rivera or me in the center of the screen. We'll be going around the... I'm not going to do a full onboard lap, by the way. I like this. We'll do it like a half onboard lap. But here we go, chat. Now beginning the lap of Misano as my head blocks the apex here. Can I get my head right where we need to be on the racing line? There we go. Perfect. You can't see. You love to see it nice and easy through the first few corners. This is the furthest away from the limit I've ever seen Ricardo Rivera drive. There's not much effort being... Well, there's a lot of effort, I should say, being thrown into this. However, it isn't quite going to be the amount of effort that you would think. Into the first sector now. Nice and easy. Avoid the curbs like a cancer. Not going to be too much of an issue whatsoever. You can take that one just a little bit. Slingshot yourself now onto the front straight. Cover screen entirely. I'm not covering the screen entirely. As I block the apex again.
Here, Mike, throw me up there so we can get mine over with, too.
Here, let me...
I was just saying together. We can do it together. Oh, no.
No,
Okay,
we'll do one at a time.
It's fine. No, it's fine. No, it's fine.
So,
yeah, Ricardo Rivera here. I'm gonna turn my head where he should be going. All right, on that other end. Brake right here, right at that little apex there. He's going to go really hard to the right as I go off screen. Go really hard to the right. Back on the straight here. He's going to just try and exit and do a little bit more of this. If I was in the car right now, but it's very, very cold. I actually in this car, I'd have to guess if you were curious. I'm a little bit chilly, but I don't know. I really don't know what I'm supposed to say while I'm on board screen. In the section here, this is where a lot of drivers are picking up their penalties, and it's from either the double thing affecting them. But if you can cut, you can cut the inside, then proceed to go on the outside because you cut the inside, and that's where a lot of people pick up 2 as well. And that's potentially where you can get 3 at once. And I've seen that happen, and it's happened to me. But Ricardo Rivera doing a great job. There's a back marker in front of him if you didn't notice, right above my hair. But yeah, there's 2 onboards with us.
Also, Gala Bayarden, Gaten Bayargle? Apologies on the mispronunciation. I definitely butchered the heck out of that. Would like to race in the West Coast Wednesday League next season, but your finger is still injured. I wish you the best on that, and hopefully that can get fixed up, and we see you out there in the session. And let's see the Fear Nothing Moto car. Well, I hate to break it to you, but no, somebody didn't upload the Fear Nothing Moto machine, I think, properly. Maybe this one? Whatever, fool. Rating party of 11. Welcome, Raiders. As we take a quick little look here at this livery. Is this I think this is a base game livery, though. I don't think this is the...
It is.
Yeah, I don't think that's the custom one. So somebody didn't upload their livery correctly. But welcome, Raiders. Welcome, fools. Whatever fools, however you want to put it. I'm not sure what you call your community. We are here on the Sunday main event. This is the GT3 Sunday Championship. What would have been the finals, however, we had last week be a little bit buggy, and next week will be the finals. Round 6 at Misano. Currently leading us is Ricardo Rivera after we saw at the beginning of this race and a very unfortunate pit strategy being taken from the newest runner here in TRACKILICIOUS, and it looks like they have DNF'd as well, unfortunately. You hate to see it. The Trinidad and Tobago driver has retired, and Ricardo Rivera and the Puerto Rico E-Racing Club is in the lead. Behind that, Tyler Carr in the Fear Nothing Moto with Casey Schutte in 3rd. The 6th shooter, well, a little out of place right now. However, he's still yet to pit. Same with the top 3.
All of those drivers, yeah, I was going to say, all of those drivers have yet to pit. You stole it right from under my nose. I didn't know you were going to keep going with it. Just absolutely robbed me, mugged me. I didn't realize it.
I didn't realize it until I said it. So
no problem. I'm joking. This pit strategy is going to work, I think, fairly well. If you started right at the beginning and right at the end, you'll be just as good as radio on the West Coast, and it's also the TV stations because I also did look at it as well. Strange. I did the exact same thing, but welcome, whatever fools. Thank you very much for tuning in. We love your stream as well. Absolutely electric what you guys do over there. It's kind of... It's unique, and it's very unique, and I think it's very underrated what you guys do, but it is extremely fun, and I love lurking in that chat, and I have been quite for a while, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. A very unique experience, and a definitely 18-plus stream. Heck, 21-plus stream. Also,
really good point, really good point. But, you know where we don't have 21-plus right now, guys? If you are interested in the YouTube, we've got about 10 viewers on that section. Really, really awesome place to go watch it. I believe you're protected from ads if you've got YouTube Premium and not Twitch Turbo, so I don't know how the ads are working on YouTube. I don't know how we have ads set up, but if you're looking for ad-free content, maybe that's the place. But maybe just minimize the Twitch stream instead of closing it. You can support us on both platforms, and it's a really, really good place to do so. So thank you very much to those who are already tuning in on YouTube, but hoping to elevate our presence on there and give you guys the preference of what you want.
Yeah, and thank you very much as well for the happy anniversary affiliates as well. You're on YouTube and Twitch, let's go. And 90s plus a letter from the grandparents allowed to maybe. Yeah, I love that comment from Pat O'Ward in the YouTube chat. Whatever fool sounds like a 90s, or sounds like a 10-year-old from the 90s sitcom. Oh, a 10-year-old in the 90s sitcom would say to their parents, my goodness, I don't know why I butchered that so hard when it comes to reading.
Yeah, it happens. It's hard to read and cast, Mike, because my brain is so full of absolutely nothing, to be honest with you, as I believe someone's dived into the pits. It's not Rivera, or it's CJ Engine, or no, Ricardo Rivera has pitted. God dang it, not Ricardo Rivera. Kenneth Portis has pitted, I believe, right there, and he's come out. No, again, it's Tyler Carr. It's Tyler Carr. I'm great at this whole streaming thing, guys. Tyler Carr comes out in the pits. They didn't upload their livery correctly, unfortunately. I know that Mustang livery is very, very pretty. The Fear Nothing Moto guys do a great job with their liveries, and hopefully we'll see it next week at the finale, which you can catch same time, same place, next week, YouTube and Twitch now.
Yes, indeed. And we can monetize YouTube, and if you have YouTube Premium, you still won't see them. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, we'll have to figure out that whole monetization thing on YouTube. For the time being, it's ad-free, I guess. I don't know, to be completely honest. Again, we are new to the YouTube side of things, so go on over, hit the subscribe button, and keep up to date with all of our content. We got YouTube Shorts that we post there. We're going to get back into the routine of posting those very, very shortly, and it will be, hopefully, a place of gathering like we have here on Twitch.
Please. Sorry.
Hopefully it pops off, is I guess what I'm saying. Hopefully we get some
Kevin,
people.
You here putting... Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Kevin, you putting massive pressure on the back bumper of the Pepsi Max machine there. A bit of a carbonation detonation here from him earlier. This race has been really, really bad, just as his own mistakes there, but it's been pretty fast. But Borman has just kind of dealt with the drive-through and dealt with everything. But I think literally everybody outside the top 8 has had a drive-through at this point or some sort of accident, Mike. It's kind of crazy how bad it's been for some drivers there, and I don't blame them, and one of which who just served his drive-through recently, Professor Cornotis, the Blue Shell, unfortunately will not be going to first anytime soon.
Yeah, still needs to serve his pit stop at the end of the day. These two drivers are good to go to the end, and we'll be seeing, well, I presume an overtake happen right in front of our eyes as Kevin Yu capitalizes on the mistake of Paul Borman, and that is going to be like taking candy from a baby. Kevin Yu up into 12th position. Now the 666 relinquished down into 13th.
Yeah, and comes down to mistakes, comes down to a driver with faster pace. Kevin Yu, absolutely electric. Going to be rocking the new livery next season, as we mentioned. Radik mentioned earlier in chat, the 45 has been very, very quick, and one of the 4 populated drivers on this grid. I think it's the most of any esports team that we've seen.
Yeah, actually, that's a fairly good point. I know we have the obviously the Puerto Rico E-Racing Club, which we used to have quite a few drivers out on the field for them, but it seems like Ricardo kind of has been the one to take over for the pack. Beyond that, Kenneth Portis on the Red Dragon, all lonely. Ollie Raza and the Razzle Dazzle, all lonely. But the Fear Nothing Moto cars, I guess, would probably be the next best in terms of numbers on the grid, especially on Monday. They have, I think, 3 cars?
Yep. I think so. Wait. Tuning in? I don't know. I think it's Saturday they have three cars.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're right.
On the 6 hour, yeah. I don't think they drive the GT4 Open. I do know they have GT4 drivers, so if you're looking for more involvement, you can check out Monday next season if you're interested. But 5 minutes remaining in this race, Mike. A lot of pitch strategies and a lot of mistakes and a lot of drive-through penalties, honestly.
Yeah, and I don't see too much changing as things run at the time. I think we're going to be seeing pretty much Ricardo Rivera stay in the lead. Casey Schutte is the only one, in my opinion, that is questionable and will be dropping down to, I presume, 5th position, maybe 6th. It'll be close, and we're going to find out. No, never mind. That's not Casey coming in. He does need to come in very, very soon, though. Wilson Fernandez, 8/10 off the back of Andre Alex Afonso. Still potential here. However, I would imagine this is going to be... well, we'll see, actually. I mean, to be honest, I shouldn't make any conclusions too early, as we see a mistake there already from Andre Alex Afonso, and that's going to allow Wilson Fernandez potentially to creep in here. But it's going to be a tough one. It's just been trading mistakes left and right in order to make an overtake happen. I don't think we've seen a real clean overtake just yet tonight.
Yeah, and if you are curious, any individual who is of my age group and enjoying Brat Summer, I'm going to be running a Brat Lexus on Wednesday. If that is the one thing that will make you tune in, you'll get live footage of me in a green racing suit in a Brat car. So it's going to be a promotion of one of my favorite albums and probably my favorite album of the year. But you can catch that. I unfortunately couldn't get the smoke machine to work, but we will have colorful lights, hopefully, or we're going to have a green screen with something silly going on behind it. So tune in for that. I want to do something where I think I'm going to try and set up a donation where we can donate to charity. I think I'm going to go with an aquarium of sorts.
Sounds good. I like that. Carson the icon.
Yeah, and,
I did listen to Brat. I'm not going to lie. I listened to Brat Summer, not today, but yesterday when I was working on the treadmill. I listened to it a little bit, but I did turn it off when I went to do my benching because, I mean,
Brat's
I'll
not
just
for
be
everyone,
honest.
Mike.
I wasn't gonna.
Okay.
I listened to it on the treadmill. I listened to it while I was doing my warm up, but I didn't listen to it while I was in my work sets.
The important thing is that you gave it a chance, Mike, and we can appreciate that. And we know you have different tastes, even though it's wrong. But that's a really good point. The 6-shooter.
Even if it's wrong.
Look where the 6-shooter is, Mike. Seems he's reloaded from 5th place. The American back. Where, I guess, where he belongs. It's fate. Truly, fate.
Some say it's fate, some say it's a curse. However, KC's not going to be too disappointed with this. I think a 6th position is still nothing to shake a stick at. He would like more, we all know it, but it is, it's fate, that's for sure.
Chat with bangers as always. Oh man, Pat Award fan, Logan Sargent fan, Stream Espresso. You guys are a riot, I have to say. Wasn't Fernandez a bit deep there? Might have just cost his chance at Andre Alex Alfonso there. That is not what you want to see if you're him. He's trying to get every point he can to try and find himself back on the podium. But to be honest with you, Mike, there's not much he can do, and there's not much anyone can do with these drivers approaching. But I do have to say, Ricardo Rivera, I think he's just pitted. Yes, he has, and he's come out a full 25 seconds ahead of the championship battle. So that means if Kenneth Portis can hold on to 2nd, and I think he will be moving up. Ricardo Rivera moving up 5 points on Kenneth Portis. So it'll be a 5-point differential, including Quinn Smith, who did not race this week, obviously. Man, it sucks for Quinn Smith that Spa got eliminated because he would have had 1st place and then not had to compete, and I think that would have locked it out for him. But it'll go down to the wire next week at Spa, and I cannot recommend that enough. Same time, same place next week, and a new place on YouTube, so go check that out. We've got quite the finale. It'll be my last stream at TRACKILICIOUS for quite some time due to college, so make sure you tune in for my final departure. I'll tune in here and now when I have time on Sunday nights, but I'll be back. I will be back. I promise.
Yeah, and eventually, also, Pat Award, you should be able to see Twitch chat in the top right, so you can occasionally see it every now and then when I'm getting flamed, but it does disappear. Can we get a summary of why Spa was deleted? Yeah, Carson, do you have a good... You're rubbing your hands together. You have a better explanation than me, it sounds. Go ahead and send it. But make it somewhat quick because we're halfway through this lap.
Okay, so problem with the server, specifically our server, I think our server provider or Kunos, we don't really know, but the server went down and a third of the grid got disconnected right during the middle of the race, and very unfair to drivers who were looking for championship points and would have really caused a problem there, but mass disconnects throughout the field, and that's why we decided to eliminate it, because they came back 4 to 5 laps late. And tough. Not on our end, but something in the works got screwed up.
Yep, very unfortunate, but we try to make everything as fair as humanly possible, so thus we extend the championship 1 week and make it basically that round not count and have to redo it. So it's unfortunate. We wish it didn't have to happen that way. However, it is what it is, and it's the best way to make a fair championship, and it's what we can do. The man, though, that is going to be leading the championship here soon enough, or at least within the next few corners, is going to be this man, Ricardo Rivera, the Puerto Rico E-Racing Club member. The 787 comes into the final corner complex here very, very slowly, and it was not our server. We looked in depth and it was not. Eric had to correct that. Either way, rounding the curve of Misano is going to be the Puerto Rico E-Racing Club member, Ricardo Rivera. Took pole position, fastest lap of the night, and the race win to boot. It's a grand slam for round 6 here at Misano. Behind him, Kenneth Portis, 25 seconds in the dust.
His first win of the year, and Kenneth Portis trailing right behind it, won at Indy. But a great race from him, and he will remain in championship contention. Will be right behind Quinn Smith. Ricardo Rivera, I believe, will tie Quinn Smith exactly with my very poor, very quick math. But Kenneth Portis definitely in this fight, only 5 points behind the two leaders. It'll be a three-way battle at the front of the pack next week at Spa. I'm looking forward to it, but not sure Kenneth Portis is. That's a rough car to drive at Spa, and Ali Raza gets third, remains in the hopes of a podium position for the championship, but an excellent finish and an excellent race won't be enough to get him there this time.
Eight positions gained, though. Nothing to shake a stick at. We have Tyler Carr in 4th, CJ Engine in 5th, and of course, the position that some say is fate. Casey Schutte takes home 6th position for the number 6 in the 6 shooter. Wilson Fernandez, 7th. Andre Alex Afonso, a close finish behind in 8th with Mason Perchalski in 9th. No, this is a battle to the line. Andre Alex Afonso gained the position there at the very end, and he actually takes it over Wilson. I think Wilson handed that to him. I wonder if there was something that happened. Wilson flashed his headlights at the end there. I think that was a position granted for free. I wonder if there was some contact between the two maybe. And Mason Perchalski finishes 9th. Professor Kanotis in 10th.
Great stuff, have to say. Excellent stuff all the way around.
Kanotis not in 10th. Kanotis going to be way down the field after his 132nd penalty because he did not take a pit stop.
Yeah.
Anthony
facts.
Kelly in 10th.
Oh, what a nice livery. Martini-themed livery, kind of? Not
Kinda.
themed livery, but it's definitely got inspiration from it. But it is, I think, done a little better there. The introduction of black. Very, very pretty, like the race we saw out there tonight, Mike. Not pretty conditions, but great race overall, and I have to say, I love that one. That's worth saving the replay on and jumping into the VOD very, very quickly for a lot of those drivers who want to see what happened. But oh my goodness, that was a bit of a DT fest.
Yeah, that definitely was. Lots of drivers struggling to keep it between the mayo and the mustard at the end of the night here. And fair share of drive-thrus being handed out. Definitely not quite where most people wanted to be. However, I guess if everyone gets a drive-thru, it's almost like no one got a drive-thru. But unfortunately, some drivers didn't. Well, fortunately, I guess, some drivers didn't get drive-thrus, and they benefited massively. The track limits don't change from car to car. They are all the same. The white line, I can assure you, stays stationary the entirety of the race.
Yeah, the problem is that in the rain, the car doesn't always stay planted, and we saw that a lot with the Mustangs, who had the most penalties overall by about 1 million there. Also, the Lamborghinis struggled with it pretty hard, but excellent race overall from everybody, I think, with the conditions provided. A lot of practice laps were put in, and just kind of happens, unfortunately, in the moment.
Yep, and we do have all of our drivers here tonight for the interviews. Why don't we get started here, as I think Carson has had a chance to catch up with our third place finisher tonight. That is going to be Ali Raza, the Razzle Dazzle.
All right, Ali. So, I'm going to start with your pit strategy, first of all, because I think that's what got you through the field with a lot of clean air to boot. Was that intentional when you started the race? Did you think that was going to be what you were going to do, or was there any damage involved with Wilson Fernandez on that first lap contact?
Yeah, I think pitting right away was definitely the best because I didn't have a good quali. I didn't have much practice for this race. I literally just jumped in. So, yeah, I thought that if I pit early, go a clean race the whole way, and I'm pretty sure I would pick up some places just from that. And so I think it was the best strat that I had. So I'm happy to get the podium because I started pretty far in the mid pack.
Yeah, you've pitted early, pitted late a lot of these races this season. Really, really good job. Unfortunately, every driver you needed to beat was ahead of you. So a lot of podium hopes still alive, but you got some work to do at Spa. Really excellent race tonight. Overall, what do you think that clean air gave you the extra pace in the rain, or was it just nice to not have anybody crashing into you, do you think?
No, it definitely gave more pace, and also, yeah, there's no traffic, no incidents, less likely to things to slow you down. So, yeah.
Yeah, and is there anyone you'd like to thank? I don't have really much else on the question side of things.
No, man, thank you guys for putting on a show and for everyone watching. Thanks.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much, Ollie.
Good luck in your next ones. We have up next Kenneth Portis, the second Kenneth. We have P2 for the night. That must be a pretty decent result. You kind of finished in the middle of no man's land, a decent gap between you and Ricardo and you and Ali. But all in all, I don't think that was quite the story of the race. It wasn't that simple, was it?
No, it wasn't that simple. Congratulations to Rivera. His pace was almighty today. I thought I would be a bit closer, but P2 is a good result. I am happy for it. I can't complain.
Yeah, certainly nothing to shake a stick at the end of the day. It'll give you a nice haul of points into the championship finals at Spa-Francorchamps. Now, obviously, that's going to be a repeat of last week, but you're currently sitting second in the championship with Quinn Smith ahead of you, who did not show up this week. That means that you are going to be, I think, in second place still as it goes, but it's going to be very close. Carson's shaking his head saying maybe, but regardless, it's going to be a nail biter at the end. That much we do know. It's going to be a couple points separating you and Ricardo and Quinn at the very end. How are you feeling going into the final round at Spa?
I don't know. I haven't not trying to think about it. You hear the cliche saying from all the drivers IRL. They're not thinking about the championship. Just take it one race at a time. I've been doing that all season, and I will continue to do that. If I think too much about it, I'll probably end up pushing too hard, making too many mistakes, and giving it away. So just try to stick to the process, and then let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, respect on that one for sure, and that is going to be, I think, the mentality that's needed at this. You get that too high pressure mindset and things can crumble down very quickly. Now, Kenneth, I won't keep you for too much longer. Is there anybody that you would like to thank before we move on here tonight?
I want to thank Matthew Long. He is the genius behind my livery. I wouldn't have it without him. So thank you to Matt Long for creating the Red Dragon NSX.
Brilliant. Absolutely awesome, Kenneth, and good luck in your next sessions.
Thanks. Have a good night, guys.
And last but not least, Carson, we have Ricardo Rivera, the race winner that is here tonight.
Ricardo, first off, excellent job tonight. You did amazing, blistering pace from you out there in the rain. How much practice went into this, out of curiosity? Because I know you're a very, very good driver, but I want to know how much it took for you specifically, for those curious.
I actually don't enjoy that much practicing in the rain. I somehow perform very good in the rain, but I actually don't enjoy practicing a lot because of the variable conditions and stuff. So I put, I don't know, like maybe 30, 40 minutes yesterday just to figure out or dial in a setup. And then today I joined, I don't know, like 45 minutes before the race. I started putting some laps. But I don't know, somehow I don't feel the rain like too sketchy or dangerous.
Yeah, I think it's the track for a lot of people, but overall really, really good race. That'll put you, I'm not quite sure where in the standings, but I definitely know it'll put you either ahead of Quinn Smith by a little, or you're below Quinn Smith by a little, maybe tied, but you're definitely in the championship contention in the sense of just you're within 3 or 4 points no matter what. What's it going to take next week to beat Quinn Smith and Kenneth Portis? Because you three are all, I guess, kind of in a cars situation where it's just you three basically at the end competing for the championship.
Yeah, not that happy to re-race a Spa again since that was my first win of the season, and now like everyone I think knows which strategy is the fastest, so it ruins the surprise factor about that. But I don't know, let's see and hope I can repeat that win, but I think it will be more difficult than the first time.
Yeah, but obviously of the talent, no doubt about that. Ricardo, is there anybody you'd like to thank before we go?
The people from my team from Puerto Rico Racing Club, and everyone who keeps watching your streams and mine, and to you guys that always do a great job.
Thank you very much, Ricardo, and good luck next week. I have no doubt you'll definitely be competing, maybe win it. Hopefully you'll be back here for your sake in the booth with your championship, but we'll have to see. Time will only tell, folks. And next week, same time, same place, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, if you're curious. We've got championship getting settled, and as well as one tomorrow night, if you're curious as well.
Certainly will be, and thank you, Ricardo, as well. And Rue, I can do that. Can you shoot me a Discord message so I do not forget? I will do that right away. I have it handy. But either way, it is going to do it for tonight. Hope everybody enjoyed wherever you were watching, on YouTube or on Twitch. If you were over on the YouTube side of things, hit that like button. It is free. Hit the subscribe as well. We're getting close to 400 subscribers. If not, we already hit it, which it wouldn't surprise me if we did. Why don't we double check that real quick before we end off the stream here tonight? We also have a raid. We're going to be raiding Sin PvP. He is driving, looks like, on for some last to first challenges, so we will be checking that out. We had a couple subscribers as well, so thank you guys so much for that. But in the meantime, we'll be back tomorrow night. We'll be back tomorrow night for the Monday Rookies and the Monday GT4 Open, which of course is going to be coming down to a conclusion. We have Mason versus Chrono. Valencia, the Vindication at Valencia race, Monday, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Be there or be square. And of course, we have the Monday Open as well before that. Now, Carson, any closing words before we end the stream here tonight?
No, Mike, I think I'm going to forever hold my peace on this one.
Fair enough. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button. And of course, to all of our wonderful patrons, you guys make what we do here possible. We'll be back again tomorrow night, so definitely add that to your calendar. It'll be, I think, Carson and I for that stream tomorrow night for both Open and for the Rookies. Be there, be square. Well, hopefully be there. Either way, hope everyone has a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. Thank you, and good night.